LOC. Now that's unacceptable. Knowing the fact that LOC does not even have the proper man numbers, still they're struggling so much in the fight. Dragon Esports, they need to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, man, you're just like being too harsh on them. It was just a knock, Necro. The player got revived again, but yeah, I get it. I mean, this can spiral out of control, though. That is my big concern, right? I mean, it's not the knock, it's not the finish, losing out to LOC. There's a big cluster developing towards the center of the circle, and if these teams spend too much time against each other, just wasting ammunition, it is going to spiral out of control. Everyone will try to pile on.
And let's be honest, majority of the teams, the only reason why they've been eliminated from the tournament is because of the third parties.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Third parties has ruined the day so many times for so many teams, denied those points, stealing it away, and that's why a lot of these teams aren't even seen in the competition anymore.
Exactly. I mean, you want to see that in action. The biggest moment happened, I think it was the second or the third last day of round 1. And it was the game of Sanhok where we had the Grand Shack of Death.
Yeah, on Sanhok, right?
Yeah. It was like 5 different teams that just came in and went out, man. That was insane.
And the crazy part is, a team that started all of that was still alive in the And then later on, another third party came in, and they just wiped out the entire stuff. So, yeah. That's what it is, though, right? You take one fight, especially knowing the fact that you're being surrounded by a lot of foes. There's going to be a lot of these third parties. And trust me when I say this, a lot of these teams are also going to be having those itchy hands. They just want to be part of the fight, but knowing the fact that, yes, their IGL is controlling them, they can't really just go bum rushing someone down.
Exactly, but it's much easier to pick off any loose stragglers you see crawling in the middle of nowhere, right? You see smokes being lobbed out, you're going to try and at least commit one clip inside of that smoke to see if you can catch anyone off guard.
Interesting.
Aim practice, man. It's important.
Yeah, just
as you mentioned, right?
Check.
Itchy fingers, he would just want to make sure his gun was working.
Yeah. Not firing the gun for too long can sometimes actually jam the trigger as well, so... I mean, at least that happens IRL.
We call it weapon maintenance now.
Yeah. Now you need to clean it up every single time. You need to be careful. And knowing the fact that in BGMI you find these weapons on ground, so yeah, you definitely need to test them out.
Yeah, I think we have our own different story of BGMI now. Who left the vehicles, though? Who owned the Bugatti?
So it's sort of like a deserted island, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, on a deserted island, there's supposed to be the rich people too. So Bugattis, Paganis, McLarens are pretty common. Guns, weapons, pretty common.
But look at this. It seems like THW aren't going to be rich like everyone else. In fact, they lose out on one player.
Uh-oh, THW's out in the open. It's the same spot that THW likes to play. And once again, they find themselves in that same one. The zone keeps on forming down south, and it's favoring the players of THW for a long time. HRZ is going to be the team on the attacking side of things, considering they're the one to dish out a lot of that damage against THW. And for THW, they've already lost out on one man.
Exactly, it's not going to be easy, but as we were looking at the map, Necro, it felt like Team Crimson, the Team Cosmic, the doors were open for them. They could take that No Ripnoy Bridge, try and backstab the players of THW, but look at this, LOC. Now you can call it, Necro. Now you can be as harsh as you want on the players of Dragon Esports. They knew where LOC was, and yet they stepped out into the open, and now... this is a position from where it will be difficult for them to recover.
I saw this coming a miles away. I knew this was going to happen. Because look at where Dragon Esports is. There's so many teams around them. And if LOC is getting these knockouts, it's really going to be inviting another team to move on forward and go for a third party. Luckily enough for Dragon Esports, it's not happening just yet. And considering Starboy is once again going to be back upon his feet, so it's all good in the hood. Dragon Esports, they can easily get the revival on the fallen player. It's not that big of a deal. But where's the cavalry? That's my question.
Yeah, it's a big question as well. On the other side, look at this. On Hyper Rush, actually. It's not on Rivals. Hyper Rush did find an opening against the players of Carnival Gaming. They did secure.
उसके ऊपर भी बहुत कुछ निर्भर होने वाला है और ऐसे में अगर अपने आप को बिल्कुल सेफ रखना है तो वो 15 अंक निकालने पड़ेंगे टीम आईकू सोल को भी।
अगर हुई तो कौन जीतेगा?
आप माइंड रीड बहुत अच्छी तरह से करते हैं क्योंकि मेरा अगला
सवाल यही बस आने वाला था कि आईक्यू सोल की माइंडसेट क्या होगा, तो चलिए आपने जवाब तो पहले ही दे दिया और सही जवाब दिया, क्योंकि यही चीज़, यही मेंटेलिटी अभी के लिए चल रही है। क्योंकि जब जल्दबाजी की आपको आवश्यकता नहीं है तो क्यों हम जल्दबाजी करें, क्यों हम यहाँ पर फ्रैग दें। लेकिन इस दौरान टीम आईक्यू, यहाँ पर टीम हीरो एक्सट्रीम गॉडलाइक की तरफ से एक पहला झटका यहाँ पर अभी के लिए देखिए, कन्वर्जन तो आया नहीं है, लेकिन लग तो रहा है घेराव करके यहाँ पर एलिमिनेट करने की कोशिश रहेगी आरटीजी आईएनडी को एलिमिनेट करने की।
जी हाँ भाई, दूसरी तरफ टीम ड्रैगन्स की जो फाइट है वो भी इनिशिएट हो चुकी है। एडमिनो थोड़ा लो ऑन एचपी वो है जरूर, और ऐसे में अपने आप को हील करते हुए नजर आएंगे। तो आप देखिए वो कवर देंगे और आगे जाकर के एक बढ़िया नॉक उन्होंने निकाला जरूर है, और वो जो फिनिश है वो भी सिक्योर किया जाएगा। रैल्फी जो नॉक आउट है उनको भी फिनिश ऑफ किया जाएगा। टीम हीरो एक्सट्रीम गॉडलाइक वो बेसिक्स को बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से प्रायोरिटाइज करते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। जब शुरुआत हुई थी आईक्यू BMPS 2024 की, आप कह सकते हैं कि वहां पर और हाल फिलहाल का एक थर्ड पार्टी इवेंट